Okay, welcome everybody. Great to see you all here, listening to the story on how we run a big event that we created, in June last year, which is called the Global DevOps Bootcamp. And the Global DevOps Bootcamp attracts about 10,000 attendees on one day where we will help them and understand what is DevOps all about. It's a one-day training event, and before I get started and get more into the details of the event, let me show you just the After Effects video that we created, where you can get some impressions. So let it load from YouTube. Here we go.
Okay, it's on. Okay. Hello guys, welcome to Global DevOps Bootcamp at AXA.
I'm doing last preparations for the rollout of the 90 venues for next Saturday on the event day. Lots of things to do still, so. We just kicked off 1,200 team projects in the whole world. Yeah.
Global DevOps Bootcamp is an event where people from different cultures and backgrounds come together and form teams and work together in a friendly competition to solve technical problems.
Herzlich willkommen.
Welcome to
Bienvenidos.
Dobrodošli u Hrvatsku.
Välkomna.
It's time to start.
Welcome to the Yorkshire edition.
So what's happening today? The Global DevOps Bootcamp, an awesome event worldwide.
An event in a box, so it follows the same outline and it has the same content regardless of where it is delivered.
And just learning about DevOps, and in this case about site reliability engineering.
Let's start our challenge.
Hello and welcome to Parts Unlimited. You are onboarded to one of the 1,150 other DevOps teams in our company to build our website, and we rely on you.
We have a whole infrastructure that will try to do its best to take the sites down, and it's now their battle against all kinds of things like expired certificates, vulnerable packages, credential leakage, flaky connections.
So we have 1,400 teams live running in Azure right now, and they're starting and stopping all sort of challenges and bringing their website down. And we're monitoring if that actually happens, if the website is still up. Does our control plane work? Does our scoreboarding work? And everything that we need to actually make this event successful.
Is very good. Now we are learning on what we should not put in the config sections.
Yeah, we're facing nice challenges.
Taking off the credentials from the files, that has been very interesting.
So the Global DevOps Bootcamp is an event that we created to train people in one day on site reliability engineering. And what we're trying to achieve here is that from one location we provide, you might say, an event out of the box. And that event out of the box is what we need to provide globally. And of course we run that in Azure, and that's the journey I want to take you through on what does it take to actually work at that scale. Because one of the things that we all learned about the cloud is that the cloud is very scalable, until it's not. And that's one of the things that we learned over time, and I want to share some of our insights there. So Global DevOps Bootcamp is all about that we provide a local keynote, a keynote that's there, and a set of challenges. And you saw some of that in the after event video. The one thing that the venues need to provide is just need to have a location with internet connectivity, and we will provide more or less the rest. Now in 2017, we started this whole adventure with a team which we called From Server to Serverless, and we had Donovan Brown keynote that. We created our own local keynote, and then people learned how to just move your software to the cloud, use, for example, cloud databases, create web apps in Azure, and then take that one step further and even go into serverless. In 2018, we had Buck Hodges keynote our event, and we talked there about what does it take to do continuous delivery pipelines and actually be end-to-end responsible for a complete value stream and bringing that to production. And in 2019, that's where we have the you build it, you run it, the SRE theme that we used. Yeah. So in 2019, what we wanted to deliver is an experience where the teams would get a full end-to-end working scenario as if they were working in a company. And for that, they needed to have something that we could then break so that they could get in and fix these things as a site reliability engineer. And then not only have the idea of, I need to detect what's going on and I need to respond now immediately, I also need to get the recovery in place, not just once, but in a sustainable way. So learning things like postmortems, etc., etc. So the question is, how would you deliver such a solution on Azure? Because we needed to have a production app that we could deploy for every team. We needed to have a way that we could get to that particular instance of that application and then say, we are now going to create problems in your application. And those were all kinds of different problems that we could come up with, like an expired certificate or a vulnerable package that would be injected so that you have a Bitcoin miner in your website all of a sudden. All those kind of things is what we try to achieve. Now you need to also have some way of scoring the teams. So what we came up with is that, well, it's a website where they can buy stuff, and for buying things you get money. So the amount of money that you can earn as a team is when you are 100% up and we have a load generator against that website, then you would end up with a certain score. Now the idea is that if you are a team that is very good in remediating all the problems that we inflict on your website, then you will be up more than other teams, and that's the way we came up with the scoring model. Now, measuring that is a whole different story because it's quite challenging if you have like 1,200 websites that you need to monitor and see and check if they're actually up and running and still making money. It's always easy to do it like with one website or 2 websites or 10 websites, but the moment you go in global scale, there are interesting challenges that you will face. So how do we create the solution to make this actually happen? So what we needed is we needed to have these services run in Azure, and after we get them in Azure, we need to have their website published there. And the teams need to, of course, have an end-to-end solution in there. So they also need to have a DevOps pipeline, which we taught them the year before, that they should have a pipeline to deploy actually to their production environment. So what we decided is, let's go with an existing sample application, which we probably all know and love, which is Parts Unlimited. And we revamped Parts Unlimited a little bit. We even gave them a new logo, so that's actually more fancier than it was before. And we said, okay, now we need to roll that out to an Azure web service, or an app service, sorry. And we wanted to use a SQL database behind that. So this is more or less the picture that you see. You have simply the website up and running per team, and you have a SQL database attached to that. Now, if you look at Azure, the number of databases you can create in a subscription is limited. So how do you go about and create 1,200 of these SQL databases scaled over the globe? And for that, we learned, for example, that you need to open a ticket, not for every subscription, but also for every region that you need to have the database in. So I ended up with 70 tickets open at a certain moment to get our SQL quotas up. And I can tell you that we finally got the SQL quotas, but that was 2 weeks after the event. So you need to cope with those kind of things, and it makes you really think, okay, I'm moving to this cloud environment, but how do we really cope for these kind of skill issues that you might hit? Because the cloud is scalable to certain limits, at least. The other thing that we needed to do is we said, oh, we want to deploy this application every time when you make a change to the app service using Azure DevOps. Now that's all interesting, but how do you come up with, for every team, a team project that then deploys to an Azure web app? Because that's something that we needed to provision as the host of the event. So what does this mean for provisioning this in Azure? Well, provisioning this meant that we needed to provision a complete Azure DevOps project, not only with the Git repository, but also with contents in there that could be deployed, actually. We needed to have build pipelines, and we needed to have a deployment pipeline for every team. So take Azure DevOps with one Git repository, a build pipeline, and a deploy pipeline, and multiply that by 1200, and that's where we ended up what we needed to provision. So this needed to be all configured against the Azure subscriptions that we luckily got from Microsoft to host that event, because we burned in a day about 30,000 euros, so something that you don't want to do just on your own credit card. But that was one of the challenges also. So create these different pipelines, but have every pipeline tied to a specific subscription in a certain region, because you also need to have some geo-distribution so that teams do not have to wait on latency and other issues that you might have if you go cross-region. Now this is all fine, but we anticipated 4,000 participants. And then all of a sudden we opened up our subscriptions, and all of a sudden we had like 100 venues signing up all over the world with a potential of 12,000 attendees. So that was where we needed to up our game and say, okay, what we initially thought of is just not feasible anymore. We need to come up with better ideas on how to make this all happen. So how do you provision 1,000 or 1,200 Azure DevOps projects that have a complete configured environment that still ensures good performance? So we had some long chats with the development team of Azure DevOps, and they said, well, at least please spread your team projects over multiple organizations, because you probably know that if you have more than 500 team projects in an organization, you might run into some more performance issues. And that's the reason we needed to use multiple orgs, because then we scale out in the skill units that Azure DevOps actually has. So we spread the load across Azure DevOps, and what we needed to do is we needed to cooperate with the team, because what we figured out is if we are going to, for example, provision 1,200 websites from one IP, which is our location in Hilversum, the Netherlands, chances are very real that there will be some intrusion detection, some mechanism, some circuit tripper that might flip, that we are not able to create any websites anymore. If you ever try to create a script and create web apps, for example, and service plans, at a certain moment they will cap you, and they will just stop you from doing that. So we needed to figure out how are we going to, after we provision all those DevOps projects, ensure that we also have 1,200 of these websites up and running. And that was the moment that we came up with a brilliant idea. And the brilliant idea was, well, we already provision Azure DevOps, we already have the pipeline in place, so what if we only trigger a build because we have CI/CD in place, infrastructure as code, configuration as code, meaning that it will deploy to Azure on its own, meaning that we had a fan-out mechanism. The only thing we needed to do is provision Azure DevOps, trigger the different builds everywhere, and that will actually then deploy in the different regions, making that happen. And that was a perfect plan. Except that in the South America region, they never experienced so many build requests at once that we took out the whole region. Now those are the interesting war stories when you try to build these kind of things. Fortunately, we had a hotline with North Carolina where they operate Azure DevOps and Azure DevOps pipelines. And the moment we gave them a ping and said, well, we think that something might be wrong, they said, yeah, something is wrong, and we are now cutting you down into one concurrent pipeline. It might take a couple of days to provision this, but you're taking down our part there. And gradually they gave us more bandwidth that we could cope with it again, but it was kind of tricky. So how do you provision 1,200 Azure DevOps projects? Well, this is Inception. You just use Azure DevOps. So what we've done is we said, okay, we now know that we're going to spread across all these different regions, because that's what we want in terms of latency and all the other things. And what we do is we just create pipelines for every region that we have to actually deploy to production. Now, the other thing is that the Azure DevOps team had, for example, the idea that they wanted to change their IP ranges just the day before the event. And we just had a little chat with them and look at the times there. This is what was on Twitter, and the same day they said, oh, well, we're going to postpone this a week or so. So that's the kind of interaction you really need to make this successful. So we created a portal where people could actually start a challenge. And then the thing what we needed is then say, okay, how do you go about and work with these challenges? People can then click on the portal, have a little video, and I think I have an example of that. So the self-inflicted denial of service, and we had a little video here where then the CEO tells, well, go and get this free product online on your website, and then everybody wants it. It's like the Oprah effect, everybody gets a Mercedes. Well, that's the effect that we created there, and we needed to create the load there. So what we needed to do in order to scale this thing is, and I think I have a better picture, well, I will get a better picture later. So we said, well, what we need is an Azure Active Directory where all the challenges websites will authenticate themselves. That is also tied to the Azure DevOps projects that we have. And what we will do is, if we would create something in their subscription, that would probably fail. So we need to have a scalable model. So we use a service bus with actually queues. A queuing system always scales better than just doing something direct. And then we said we need to have something that is actually going to create the problems in their subscription. And for that, we created containers. So what we've done is every container is more or less a chaos monkey in the box that we created. And that was then sent out to do its problems in that particular subscription for that particular team. So we needed to have containers running to make this actually happen. And that needs to be asynchronous, it needs to be fast, and it needs to be scalable. So we had a couple of options, but the problem is this needs to go times 30,000 because we have all these containers for all these things simultaneously running. So then we said, okay, are we going to use Azure Container Instances, or are we going to use Azure Kubernetes Services? And there are some advantages to both sides. This one was more, you might say, favorable in terms of cost. But this one is way more favorable in terms of reliability for us, because we just maintain the clusters, and then we know for sure that we can just scale that out very easily. Well, here, there are so-called soft limits. That means that if we then say spin up a container, Azure could say, nah, not today. And we wanted to prevent that, so that's the reason we chose for the Kubernetes clusters. So the setup that we actually came up with is say, okay, we have the challenges website that sends a message. We have a function running here that picks it up, then starts a container on our AKS cluster that in its turn will then figure out which of the instances it needs to inflict its pain on, you might say, and then have the problem resolved by the team. Now, of course, you need to instrument that yourself. So this is just, you can see that we had 18 of these websites up and running. We had 3 of these container instances running, or container clusters running, to make this all work. And we could track and trace exactly what was going on the event day itself. And here you can see that we could see, okay, we have, for example, in the end, like 700 or 800 pods running that are inflicting pain at the different contestants. So in 36 hours, we ran this event, because we are going through the globe. And you might say 36 hours, but it's only 24 hours if you go around the globe. But there is something else that you need to take care of. You need to get started first, and there's also some thing that you need to do in the end. Fun story is we started in Christchurch, and we are doing DevOps ourselves. when we started in Christchurch in the morning, we figured out that we had 2 little issues, and we could just hot deploy that to wherever we wanted to. Because we have, of course, our pipelines as well in place to make this happen. And then the day after, that's Rob, one of our engineers who built a lot of this stuff, is don't forget to turn things off because it's pretty expensive to run at such a scale. Okay? So I want to say a big thank you to my team, the team that built the Global DevOps Bootcamp, our sponsors that helped us with this. A big shout out to Rob and Michiel, who did the most of the operations. Renee and I came up with the idea, and we built out this whole story. And these guys are all from my company, and we sponsor this, of course. But it's great to work with these teams. The other thing is the community around this has been exceptional. We have a whole team of MVPs that are going worldwide and do the venues and then actually make the event happen on the ground. But for us, it was more about how do you get this at scale in your Azure environment. And here, it was Martin Woodward, the guys from the Azure DevOps team, who said, well, this is the most ambitious bootcamp I've ever witnessed. It's like a DevOps murder mystery. And that was just, yeah, I would say precious to us. So with that, I want to thank you for your time. I hope you at least learned a couple of things on how to scale in the cloud and how you can make this happen. If you would like to host a DevOps bootcamp next year, in 2020, somewhere in June, we haven't decided the date exactly yet, but please sign up on our website and then we take you in and we help you out. We provide you a complete event out of the box and hopefully a great experience for all your audience. Thank you.